What's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on the Space Engineers Inspiration series. We're starting things off with the Krillion. I always want to call it the Krillin, but, you know, it's not blowing up all the time, so that can't be right. Yeah, this was actually a pretty interesting looking ship to me. It caught my eye on the thumbnails and stuff on the workshop, and as I started looking into it, it actually has some really interesting builds and things. That it is technically a mod build, but this is the second edition, which was designed apparently to minimize the use of mods, probably to improve performance, I'm assuming, but I don't know that for sure. But this, according to the builder, actually led to some different changes that ended up being made in the design. Particularly, one of the things I found interesting is the exterior here, where we've got, I believe this is the nanite repair thingy. That's not the official name, obviously. But I think that's what that is. It looks like the little nanite housing thing for repairs, which is a really, really cool mod. But the way this oxygen farm thing is set up is very interesting to me, because it's connected to conveyors, yet I'm not sure how this all got hooked up, because... oh, there it is. It's all built off of a rotor. That's why. I was going to say it's all at different angles and things, which is like, how did you do this kind of thing? But yeah, it's got all these different angles to it. The solar farms, from the looks of things, the way it's hooked up and designed, I highly, like 99.99% doubt that you could ever move this, because originally I was thinking, oh, you could rotate the solar farms as needed to get a better angle, but I don't think that's gonna work. However, it does kind of seem like they're all pointed in most possible directions, so you'd probably be able to pick up oxygen from the sun, from the solar energy, as long as it was in some way facing it. So that's pretty cool. There's also weapons and things on the wings. Actually, there's a lot of them by the looks of things, because there's like 5 chain guns per wing node here, it looks like. Other than these have turrets. And there's all these screens and things. I don't know what they do, or if they do anything, or if they're just for cosmetic, like if you were trying to debug them or something like that. I don't know how that works. But overall, it's got a really interesting design, though. It doesn't have as big of an interior as I expected. I expected the interior to be a bit larger. Not really a good, bad, or indifferent. It's just kind of there. And now I can't find the hangar. It's got these giant hangar doors, and now I can't find them to get back into the ship. Where did they go? That's how I got out of the ship, because you actually spawn inside. Wait a minute, am I even on the right side? I might be on the back. Nope, there's the front. That's the actual cockpit. I could just get in and go that way. And these, if I read the screenshots correctly and the description and stuff, I believe these are emergency solar panels. So there's a welder, if I understood everything correctly, there's a welder behind these merge blocks with projectors, and they'll actually build solar panels really quick in order, I guess, if you were stranded without power kind of thing. Though I would guess you would have to have enough power to build said solar panels, but, you know, that's an assumption. Okay, seriously, how am I missing these giant hangar doors? When you see them, when I finally find them, you will be amazed at how I was ever able to lose them, because, seriously, they're like big hangar doors. And I just apparently am a derp and cannot find these things. I might actually have to start a door timer. I haven't had to do one of those in forever. And of all things, giant hangar doors. It's not even like this is a big enough ship that you should be able to lose doors. I feel like I'm losing my mind right now. Alright, door timer. Wow. Okay, I don't feel terrible now, but that is awesome. How is that a thing? No wonder I couldn't find them. I didn't even know what I was looking for. What are these? Blast shutters. So, okay. I click the button. You spawn inside the ship, right? I click the button. Hang on. Not ready yet. I click the button, and it's like, you know, start hangar timer. I'm like, okay. So I click the button. These are what you see from the inside, so I've been looking for these gray and yellow hangar doors. But apparently I just flew out and moved on, never heard the doors shut, and they actually blend in to the side of the wall. No wonder I couldn't find the darn things. I was like, you guys have no idea. I was literally like, am I losing my mind right now? Like, was that a different build? There was all kinds of stuff I was thinking about. Okay, anyways, wow. Criminally. That made this whole ship way more awesome because I actually got lost outside and couldn't find my way back in. So you got a couple of screens here that give you your cargo readouts, kind of the M-Master default stuff like everybody's starting to use for everything now. Goes to show you he really did a good job on scripts when it's become like the standard thing for when you're building a ship is to add those kinds of scripts and stuff. Cryo chamber, gravity generator, batteries, as you can see. The oxygen tanks, gyroscopes, and all that actually has a pretty cool setup to it. I kind of like it. I think that's pretty cool. And then that goes back to reactors, jump drives, and stuff like that. And as always, the vents are visible, but because of the newly updated patch thing where the oxygen is optional on worlds, it's either set for default to off, or I just forgot to set it. What is this? Displays. I don't know why they did this, but it's making it harder to read. Oxygen generator, reactors, nanite control. Okay, so it does have a nanite repair system. I thought that's what that was. And then a power readout. Wow, or I could have just read the screen right behind me. And then this is the cockpit drive, which has the LCDs in the front and a radar thing, all that good stuff. Let's see, what do we got here? Spotlight, thrusters, autopilot, activate welding platforms, deactivate weld platforms, weapon safety, projectors. Those, I believe, are for the emergency solar panels that was referred to earlier. I am a little surprised because I don't know if this radar screen is active, but I'm surprised there's no control for it. So in terms of speed and agility, it actually moves pretty good for its size. I mean, it's a pretty big ship. And power is very efficient. I mean, moving and everything, I'm only using 15%, so that's pretty epic. So yeah, I think that'll do it for this one, so let's move on to the next ship. Okay, so next up we have the large cruiser IBUKI, and there's no way I got that right. Like, I would genuinely be like, oh, okay, I actually did get that right. That's impressive, you know, if I actually said that correctly, because I highly doubt it. Anyways, so yeah, definitely an awesome looking exterior. I mean, hands down, one of the biggest reasons I picked the darn thing was because I looked at the thumbnail and went, wow, okay, let's do that one. Stop flying away. Too much. So yeah, it's definitely got kind of that battleship kind of look to it, which is really awesome. But I love all the little curves and angles and stuff. It's really, really cool. There are a lot of weapons on here that I am not sure I'm going to test out or not. That looks like a thruster, but that could be a mod weapon. Because, I mean, that right there, these deck guns, it's fairly obvious that that's some kind of super duper railgun type thing. So I probably will fire them. I don't know that I'll try and move them too much. What are these guys? Oh, they're little like ball turrets. I didn't even know that was a thing. Those are cool. I might have to look into those for my own build. Just saying. Because they're short, little guys, but they have a cool little design to them. They look high-tech. I like that. And I'm guessing these are batteries up here? Azimuth batteries? Okay, and what is this actually? Remote control, large ship railgun. Okay, so I was right. So the remote control is probably to give it a turret function so you can move it around. That's pretty awesome. Actually, I do like the battery placement. It kind of... I don't really know what effect to describe it as, but it gives it a cool, like... everything's got power kind of effect. Like, different areas have different power sources. Also, these guys. Armored airlock. And there's another airlock in here as well. Now, granted, air is disabled on this world setting, I believe. And there seems to be two different ways you can do it. You can go into the control panel and turn it on or off. Or you can click on the other side. But how cool is that? So, for anybody building on a large ship grid, that could totally solve your airlock issues. Yeah, I know, the irony of this giant ship, and I know right where the door is. To be fair, again, you get spawned inside the ship already, so I had time to find my way out, but still, I just went right back to where it was, and it's like, yeah, okay, sure. Let's see. I haven't explored the interior of this yet, I just basically found my way out. Reactor control... What is all of this here for? Let's see. I was thinking this was a hangar or something because it was kind of huge. This is a really awesome reactor room, by the way. I mean, holy cow. What is this? Hydrogen thruster. This honestly reminds me... Gyroscope room, hydrogen tank, cool. This honestly reminds me of the, I don't know what its technical term is, but it's the room in the Death Star where the beam fires out. It's like the beam room, and that would be like the set. That's what it kind of reminds me of, where you got the guys standing off to the side here, and you see the green beam go by. That's what that makes me think of, which is in no way a bad thing, because that room was totally awesome. I always felt bad for the dudes running the machine, though. I kept tending to think there had to have been some side effect for standing that close to a death ray. But here's our med bay with cryos chambers as well. I don't know if I'm supposed to go over here or not. This is pretty cool laid out, though. Got the jump drives, like, inset into the wall. That's kind of neat. All kinds of screens. I don't know where these textures came from, like what mod they're from, but those are cool. I like all the code, too. I wonder if you could actually... I wonder if there's actual code to this, or if this is just pseudocode. It looks like it might actually do something. I wonder if they actually took... like when they designed the mod or something, I wonder if they actually took their code to make something else work from a different mod or something and just pasted it in there. Though that seems like a Linux based with the whole sudos and stuff in there. I could be wrong though. Armory, that's interesting. Cargo containers. I guess that's just where you store all of your weapons in the cargo container. It's kind of different to me because it's like a open interior kind of thing, which is different. Starport. No, it's starboard, right? You know, like the right side. Get it? No. Okay. Moving on. So this is the part where we actually spawn from when you first start the world, and this is where I actually came in from. So that's why I knew where to go. The rest of that I hadn't actually explored. This part I have seen, which is really well done, though. This is the other version, the non-armored airlock, which is just totally cool. I mean, it's even got like a glass viewing area and stuff. That's totally awesome. I love it. So yeah, we've got consoles, we've got really cool LCD screen textures. I like those a lot. I don't know if there's multiple, like, command points, or if it's just for visibility. I guess this has controls. All guns, safety lock. I wanted to do that, right? Turn the gun safeties off. Because it kind of doesn't sound like I wanted to do that. Oh, now the ship's moving. Oh, dear lord. Lock. No one move the guns. I'm kidding. I probably did something wrong. That's usually my go-to answer. I'd like to point out, I really, really like those two textures. Like, put together. That is a really cool looking texture. It makes me think like you're the captain of a starship and it's like, Captain, we're flying through a nebula on screen. You know, that kind of thing. Okay, and this one actually doesn't have any controls. So that makes me think this is kind of for aesthetics, and then this is actually the main flight seat, I'm guessing. Though I kind of just almost destroyed the weapons, so, you know. Could be wrong. Thrust on. I did kind of want to fire these things, but now I kind of don't. I mean, I know block destruction is off on this particular map, but yeah. I don't really want to damage anything. Even though I can't damage anything. It freaks me out when the ship starts moving because all you did was disable the gun locks. So, on that note, I think we're going to wrap this one up, and let's move on to the last one. Okay, and last but not least, we have the Angle Shades Helifactory, which is really cool looking. I do admit, I feel like I've seen something similar a while ago, and the description does say it's a refit of the HMS Angle Shade research base, but I don't know if it's like just a version 2 of the same build or what, because it looks different, but the similar, like I might be thinking of that pyramid ship that was made a while back based on like the Stargate or something, because it has a similar shape to it, I guess. But overall, just looks phenomenally awesome. Looks really, really different. You know, it's got like the whole helicarrier thing going on, but then it's got this cool shape to it, and it's a VTOL and mobile base, and it looked awesome. So I was like, I have got to see if I can run this, and I've actually been very surprised that my frame rate was holding up fairly well, even with the planet involved. So that was very surprising. I mean, pleasantly, but surprising. Overall, though, I really just like the aesthetic design of everything. It's got kind of a similar color theme all throughout, lights. I think those are lights anyway, they might just be white. I feel like they're lights. I really don't know, though. Now I must find out. Glowing block. Okay, so it may not be casting light, but it's designed to glow. So yeah, you got all these cool glowing lights and doodads and stuff. Now, it does seem like there are ion thrusters as well as Atmo. I think either that or the blocks they're using are just a different color. So I don't know if it's restricted to atmosphere or not, or if it has enough thrusters it can do any of it. Definitely have enough space, though. That's one cool thing. Like, you could definitely have one or two medium-sized fighter-type ships in here, or mining cargo vessels, stuff like that. It has quite a bit of weaponry on it for a base. I mean, it's got, like, all these turrets rotating everywhere, which definitely look like they could pack a punch if necessary. I'm guessing these are your runways back here, and up there where the yellow strips are. And I like all the engineer type things. It's like I could totally see like there's people over here working on stuff. Yeah, bring it in, you know, like it feels very organic. I don't know how to get up to the top section, though. I mean, excluding flying up here, which maybe you're supposed to get up here, I don't know. But there's windows and stuff up here, so I know that there's stuff. I'm just not sure how I'm supposed to get up here. In fact, it might be you go down first and then there's elevators to go up or something. I'm not positive. Or not. I was totally thinking that was a downward compartment, but it's not. Same over here. I keep thinking that, oh, there's an access point, and it's like, nope. So, a little confused on that one as to where we go to go up. Because there is definitely stuff up there that I want to see. And believe you me, I am not above poking a hole in it and just walking up there myself. But I'd like to see if I can find the more official route to take. I'm actually speculating these are some kind of like elevators or something inside there. But I don't see an access hatch for it. That's perplexing. I wonder if you get in through the bottom. Is there a ramp or something to access the elevators? Perhaps a side door. Or a top door. I guess there could be a top door. Mayhaps. But yeah, I mean, there's totally stuff in there, so there's gotta be a way in there. I'd rather not do a door timer two times in a row on the same episode, but it's not leaving me a ton of options to avoid it either. Like I said, I would think it would have been a bit more obvious, like, oh, there's the elevator kind of thing, but wherever I'm looking, it's like there's doors and there's access points, and you're like, yeah, where does it come out at, though? For example, if you look through this window, you can actually see there's a door there, which leads out into a hallway, so I'm assuming it's more towards the center. But, yet, I still can't find an access point. So there's another door. It's got to be right in there somewhere in that middle section. I'm thinking is the elevator point. Or, I keep saying elevator, but essentially just door. There's got to be some kind of opening that lets you get in there. Like right in there, I would think would be the main. But I'm not seeing any doors down here. That's my big thing. Like, there's a couple of different pillars that I could see being elevators type thing, but I just can't seem to find any hatches or doorways that actually let me get in anywhere. That's what's really confusing me. It's not so much that there aren't options, it's that I'm not finding anything that resembles a door or a hatch or a ladder. So I'm fairly perplexed. Good job. Door confusion, check. Though, oh, there it is. Wow. I knew there had to be one. Let's just not talk about that. I also like these. This is also another airlock, but it's been around a bit more, so it's not. I've seen it in a couple builds, so it's not as surprising to see it used. And I do like that because if any of you watch my Subnautica series and stuff, you know how much I like glass stuff. I think that's really cool. I feel like it's only a matter of time, though, until those actually get inducted into the actual game, those kinds of airlock blocks. Now that they've actually added air to the... Oh, those doors. Ow, 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 ow. Sorry about that. Nothing I can do about the sound effect. So here's your main platform for flying, the main bridge area. So we've got, as much as I hate to open these doors, let's just go ahead and open that one so I won't have to listen to it. So we've got our locker room type area. What goes out here, though, if this is another airlock? Now, the fact that it has airlocks kind of makes me wonder if you can take it... Oh, this is the other side. If you can take it out of the atmosphere, because then, I mean, like, if you're just going to be in atmosphere, why would you need to have airlocks to pressurize things? We've got a medical bay there. A weird one, though. It doesn't have the suit thing. So that's some kind of modded one. Another locker room with a access point to go up higher. This must be the reactor engine room. What is that thing? Compact jump drive. Never seen that before. And we've got these cool, I call them Star Trek reactors. Armored gyroscopes, looks like oxygen generators and tanks. So I'm not sure if it's capable of leaving the atmosphere on its own, or if it's something that you could build outside or inside an atmosphere type of thing, but it definitely seems set up to be able to be used in either environment. We've got showers, bathrooms, or rather a bathroom with showers. We come back around this way, and so let's go back up to the top and see what's up there before we tinker around too much in the bridge. Looks like we only have one more floor. So, mess hall. Ooh, this is cool. I'll recall those doors before. Looks like bunk room, mess hall, leisure area, I suppose. Probably more bunks. Yep. And bathrooms. Haha! Success! So yeah, overall, really cool base. I like it. Especially if you were looking for some kind of mobile base, but it didn't want it to be like real cramped and compact. This is definitely a very versatile base, and especially since it can move around, makes it even more so. So which one? That's probably not the main. There's the main. Well, didn't really say either of them was or was not the main, so I guess it doesn't matter, but... For being a base, though, I mean, granted, it's a base. It's not going to move like a fighter jet, but for being a base, this actually moves fairly quickly. I'm kind of impressed by it. Again, you have to think of it at base standards, not, you know, like a TIE fighter or something. I mean, it's not going to fly like that, but it actually moves around really well. So anyways, I think on that note, we're going to wrap things up for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.